time I swerve, bend that corner, whoa. Set up this chat. Yo, somebody throw me a good LeetCode question. Solve some algos real quick. Let's kick it off with some algos. Fix this sub count. Yo, Kivan was good. How's YYC? Yo, Kivan, you know how this works? LeetCode? B-Man was good. Pop up this chat. Hold up. Appreciate it. Trying to get the run up 297. Alright. Hold up. Fix this chat thing. Alright, what's 297? How's the audio sound? I'm gonna be 297. Appreciate it. Find missing and repeated values. Have I done this question before? No, I haven't done this question before. So a math question. Should be easy. Alright, you're given a 0 index 2D integer. You're given a 0 index 2D integer matrix grid of n by n with values in the range. Hold on, let me adjust myself real quick. Okay, fix this up. You're given a 0 index 2D integer matrix grid of size n by n with the values in the range 1 to n squared. Each integer appears exactly once except a, which appears twice, and b, which is missing. The task is to find the repeating and missing numbers a and b. Return a 0 index integer array answer of size 2 where answer 0 equals to a and answer 1 equals to b. Okay, so let's just work through an example. So we're given a grid like this. It's gonna look like this. You're given a 0 index 2D integer matrix grid of size n by n. What's n? Okay, the values are in the range 1 to n squared. Do they give us n? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. N is pretty much, we can grab n by taking any row in the grid. What else? Hold up, let me fix up where's my sub count? Nice. Okay, what is this thing asking? Harold, what's good? Were you in the Coding Jesus stream earlier? I had one of my trainees get cooked in that stream. Hold up, I'm grabbing water real quick. Yeah, one of the dudes I was training got cooked. But I hit him up, we're gonna do a debrief. He's preparing for his behaviorals, and he Coding Jesus did a behavioral on him and cooked him. Okay. So we're given each integer appears exactly once except A, which appears twice, and B, which is missing. Okay. Okay, I see. Each integer appears exactly once. The task is to find the repeating and missing numbers. Okay. Return a zero index. Okay, that makes sense. So for this case, the answer, because what it says is there's elements from 1 to n squared. Right? What's 1 to n squared? If n squared is 4, it's basically 1 to 4. Which is basically 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what we can do real quick, I mean the simplest answer is to parse every single element into a hash map and then just loop through all the numbers, or just count the frequencies in a hash map. Right? And then maybe loop through each of these numbers to figure out what's in there or not. What's this frequency of 1? What's the frequency of 2? We see that it happens more than twice. Then what's the frequency of 3? What's the frequency of 4? That's how we can see. That's how we can easily see which one appears twice, and then to see which one is missing is the one that's not in the hash map. So we can count frequencies. How do we figure out what's missing? Yeah, because number 4 is missing. Yeah, we can loop through pretty much for I in range 4. So what we can do, the most naive approach that I'm thinking right now is gonna take about O of n squared's time complexity. And then for space, probably O of n squared as well. Because the hash map is going to store all the elements that we've seen. So what we could do is, and then we could try to optimize. I don't think we could make it any faster because we need to visit every single element once to see what's there or not. But maybe we can make it faster in terms of space, or better in terms of space. But let me implement this real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a frequency count. Yo, GMT, what's good? You got off Coding Jesus stream? Bro, my trainee got cooked. Don't worry, I'm gonna get him right. I'm gonna do some offline sessions for free to train him up because he got cooked. We need to get him right for his hedge fund interview. GMT, what do you think though? What are you saying? So I'm gonna loop through the rows, then we're gonna loop through the columns. So for row in the length of our rows, yeah, he literally just had zero practice. I mean, I called him right after the stream, and I was telling him, I was like, don't feel so bad about yourself, because he sounded super sad, because Coding Jesus is gonna put him up online. You know what I mean? He clip farmed him basically. I'll send it in the thing. I'll send it in the thing. But he wants to remain anonymous. Yo, Alpha Code, what's good? Yeah, he got content farmed hard. At the end, he was like, please don't post it. Da da da. Nice. Who did you run it with? Frequency count of... How do you know this person? Nice. I see. What did he ask you? What question? Okay, we're gonna go through each element and we're gonna count up the number there. So what we're gonna do is for I in range 1 to n to the power of 2 plus 1, if the frequency count of I yeah, I mean, yeah, he got clip farmed. He got farmed. Design Twitter. I wasn't how to make systems when you have followers work well. Yeah, I'm gonna run some practice on him. Don't worry, he's gonna be set. He's gonna be. He has his interview in a week, right? So he's good. What does it do? If the frequency count equals 2. If nice. I don't know if I did that optimally. Is there a better way to do this? I feel like there'd be a better way if we can reduce the amount of space, but the time complexity is gonna stay around the same. Who asked me this question? Did you dip? B-Man, what do you think about my solution? Oh, you did 290. Oh, what? My bad. I already did this question before. This is a classic question. Darmish, I don't want to dox myself. This is a classic question. This right here, serial. You want me to do this one? I could explain it. This is classic. Hold up. Let me fix up that YouTube chat. Yeah, I know SQL. You want me to do SQL question? I'm kind of trash at it right now. It's been a minute. One sec. Let me fix up this. Try 1581. No, Sebastian, this is this current session. I'm gonna do it during this session. Okay, give me a sec. I'm just adding font border. I like the chat being at the top right. People keep asking me why I do that. Because I like it. This is what the Kai Sanat and other streamers do, so I gotta run it as well. Perfect. Try 1581. All right. Is this the right one? Customers who visited but did not make any transactions. Okay. Let me open up Excalidraw as well. So we're given two tables, visit ID and customer ID. Visit ID is the column with unique values for this table. It's the primary key essentially. This table contains information about the customers who visited the mall. Transaction ID is the column with unique values for this table. This table contains information about the transactions made during the visit. Write a solution to find the IDs of users who visited without making transactions and the number of times they made these types of visits. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let's just do regular Postgres. So write a solution to find the IDs of the users who visited without making any transactions. So I think what we're gonna have to do is do a join on, have to do a left join on, we'll do a visit, left join the transactions, but we'll join it where we'll do a left outer join. Yeah, we'll do a left outer join. So let's do select star. We'll do a left outer join. Yo, Raccoon, what was happening at Coding Jesus stream today? I saw one of my trainees got cooked in his stream. So did you see me in the chat defending him? That was crazy. This one guy I've been training up. I was messaging, I was like, that was a bad performance, bro. But we're gonna, I still have belief in him. I don't know. Did you see me in the chat? Select star from left. Left outer join. Left outer join. Transaction as T where V dot visit ID equals T dot transaction T dot visit ID. Let's run this and see what it looks like. Syntax error. Select star from visits as v. Oh shit, I accidentally ran it. Hold up. Left outer joy on. Okay. Now what do we need to return? Return the visits. Output. Customer ID. No transaction. Where is null. Someone told me to do this. They're trying to test my SQL skills. Count star. Who asked me this? B-Man? Count star. As constructed. Look, no GPT. Yo, Jeter, what's good? No GPT. No GPT. Alright, let's get it. Submit. B-Man, how was that? Bro, testing. What did you get stuck on? Like which part? Which part did you have trouble with? Oh, I see. I don't do SQL that much, but like I haven't done SQL in a while, but I probably start like if I have to start building temp tables and stuff, then I can't solve then I suck at the question, but that was not bad. Who got some good questions? Okay, I might do some studying real quick. Who got more questions? I'm gonna call one of my friends because we're prepping for a on-site, or he has his first internship interview. So I have to give him a call. Who got more questions? More LeetCode questions? Let's see the question of the day real quick. Let's see if I solve this optimally. Oh my god, with math? Bro, that's crazy. Okay, how did they solve it with math? $10.92. Yo, what's up? What's up? Bro. Can you give me a hard question? Given two strings, string 1 and string 2, return the shortest string that has both string 1 and string 2 is... Richard, I've been working in the industry for a few years now, like 3.5 years. But I started coding in school probably in 2015, so it's been like 10 years. A string S is a subsequence of string T if deleting some number of characters from T, possibly 0, results in S. No, it's some other guy. I think I don't remember. I need to see who it was. Bro, can you even invert a binary tree on a whiteboard? I'm training whoever needs to get trained. Whoever has a interview, hit me up. Okay. I don't want to solve this hard question, bro. Perfect sum. Alpha, how easy is that question? Is it a hard or is it easy hard? Oh, really? Did you just watch my thing? Maybe medium hard. Yo, Richard, appreciate it, bro. Was that the question of the day? I already solved the question of the day. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's the way I decided to do it. But there's a more optimal way. How did they do it? Oh yeah, they did the same thing. Yeah, they have literally the exact same code. Count the total number of colored cells. Or this is the one Alpha did on his channel. This is a math one. Why? The whole week has just been straight math questions. What else? Merge to apply operations to an array. What is this? You are given a zero index array nums of size n consisting of non-negative integers. You need to apply n minus 1 operations to this array where in the ith operation you apply the following on the ith element. If nums I is equal to the one beside it, then multiply I by 2 and set this one to 0. Otherwise, you skip this operation. After performing all the operations, shift all of the zeros to the end of the array. For example, the array... Okay, return the resulting array. Note that the operations are applied sequentially. Is this just coding? And we do this in place. Yeah, we could probably do this. Yo, how hard is this one? Okay, I'll take a look at this one just because Alpha suggested it. Alpha's a real one. I have to call my friend also for a behavioral on stream. He's gonna do it over stream. Let me give this guy a call. You're fiending for a LeetCode. Just do one that demoralizes you. Wait. Yeah, I'm calling Patrick right now. Yo, let me know if you could hear him. Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, yo, you're on stream, by the way. I'm streaming right now. Yeah.
Okay.
They're asking about you right now. They're like, how's Patrick's prep going? Everything. Y'all can hear him or what?
Can everybody hear me or what?
Audio's good?
Feels good. Check. Mic 1, 2.
Awesome. All right. So Patrick, tell me about yourself.
Okay, so I'm a 4th year computer science student at the University of Lethbridge. I have strong foundations in C++, but recently I've been really getting into web development. What kind of piqued my interest is that the idea of taking something and turning into an application that could potentially influence potentially like thousands of people is something that kind of like piqued my interest, just because I have a friend who does software development, and recently he did his own kind of like web application. He made his own Google Chrome extension, which and I saw how many people have used it. There's probably like hundreds or over 1,000 users who use this extension, and that idea kind of excited me, like being able to take an idea, bring it to life, and having direct effect on people. Also, the idea of working at the AER, the Alberta Energy Regulators, really excites me because being able to work on technology in a sector as important as energy, especially here in Alberta, makes me feel like this is a perfect opportunity for me to apply my skills in a real world setting, where I can collaborate with people, with professional developers in a professional environment. And that's what really excites me.
Okay. Chad is saying your thing was too long, and I agree.
Okay. What should I cut out? What did you like, and what should I cut out?
Is there what's up with your audio? It's a bit off. It sounds a bit muffly. You need that fixed for the interview.
Better? Is that better? Did it change at all? Did it get better at all?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
Okay. What?
Okay, wait. Okay, I think take us through chronologically. Let me think about this advice. Yeah, I think I didn't really ask you why you want to work here. Yeah, I just said tell me about yourself, and you also got into why you want to work here. That would have been like a different question.
Okay,
So tell me about yourself. You pretty much walk me. The way I like to do is I just like to walk through my career. So I'll be like, hey, my name is James. I'm a software engineer at this specific company. Before this specific company, I was working at a Series A startup, and at the Series A startup, I did X, Y, and Z. Then I switched over to this specific company, and a lot of the projects I've been working on. Like, you take them through chronologically. And then just okay, go do it again. Let's try to make it better. So Patrick, tell me about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Patrick. I'm a 4th year computer science student at the University of Lethbridge. Most of my background is in C++. Recently I've been able to take some software development classes, which really helped me put together some No, I need to restart. Let me restart. One more time. Let me
All right. Okay.
restart
Okay.
one more time.
All right. So tell me about yourself.
Okay, so fourth year student, computer science, University of Lethbridge.
Okay, we'll get back to this question. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So what do you know about JavaScript or tell me a bit about JavaScript? That's kind of a dumb question. What is Node.js?
Okay, so Node.js is basically a runtime environment or like a coding environment that lets you code with JavaScript outside of the browser. Basically, it lets you do back-end development.
Okay. So what's your familiarity with JavaScript and TypeScript? Can you explain to me why they created something like TypeScript?
So basically, TypeScript is a superset of the JavaScript language, but what it does is that it involves static casting. So what that means is that you have to, when you implement a variable or something like that in TypeScript, you have to declare the type. So it helps prevent errors. It just helps prevent errors because you know what data types you're working with in TypeScript.
It helps you prevent errors. How? Again?
How? Because you can catch the errors at compile time rather than at runtime. And TypeScript basically forces you to use data types, so there's less chances of bugs occurring.
I see. Okay, what's your familiarity with REST APIs?
REST APIs, we actually are working on a REST API project in my software engineering class. Basically we have to develop is a blackjack application that uses that uses like REST API principles.
Mm-hmm.
And basically all that means is that REST principles is that it is the request. How should I put this? It's stateless basically. It's stateless. Pause. Let me think.
Okay. What's an API?
Yeah, an API is just a contract between two different applications on how they communicate with each other, how they can like request and send data between each other.
Okay. Wait, I'm gonna talk to chat. Don't worry, Ben. I'm just quizzing him to make sure he understands. He knows all of the technologies he's gonna be getting himself into, and then we're gonna go into the behavioral interviews, the more behavioral aspects of it. But I just want to get a sense of his technical depth. What's HTTP?
HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's basically just how the internet, how servers can communicate with each other over the internet.
Just servers?
And like browsers and APIs, servers.
I see. Okay, what's Express?
Express?
Yeah.
I don't know what Express is.
Oh, that's on the job description.
Okay. I do not know what this is. Express just like different like set of like protocols. Is it different like how there's like REST API and different types of API is
well, Express is the framework.
Express
is the framework that you're gonna use in order to build REST APIs in JavaScript that runs in Node.js environment.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, what's Express?
Yeah. It is Express is a runtime environment that lets us run the Node.js, where we'll be designing and testing our REST APIs.
I said Express is how we build our REST APIs.
how we build our REST APIs. What do you mean by
Right.
that?
REST APIs, REST principles is a generic term,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So when you build an API and you follow RESTful principles, then it becomes a REST API,
Yeah.
right? So Express is the framework
Yeah.
you use in order to build. It's a framework you use to build REST APIs in JavaScript, right? Chat, keep me honest. Keep me honest.
I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look that up. What is Express?
Because you can build, because, okay, what's a framework?
Framework, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What is a framework? Is that like some principles, like design principles?
Well, a framework is basically like a library, or, I mean, people say it's different, but essentially what it does is it provides a lot of like the boilerplate for building up a specific application. But you have to, it's like more specific than a library, or it's way more strict than a library. But you pretty much import it, and then you have to follow certain rules and standards. Oh, John, CFA's in the building. A library. This is also an interview question. Sometimes people ask you, what's the difference between a framework and a library? That's another question I've heard. And a library is more just like a set of functions that you could import, but a framework is you're importing this piece of code, and you have to follow like the guidelines of that framework.
Okay.
So, for example, what does that mean? If I'm using a Express, or if I'm using Django is more of a framework, while Express is more of just is more of a library because you don't have to follow that many rules. But yeah, but I think we're off topic here. I don't think they're gonna ask you that. But just know that Express is basically used to build REST APIs using JavaScript, and there's other frameworks you can use, right?
Express is a tool that makes it easy to build websites.
No, it helps you build REST APIs.
Okay, using Node.js.
Yeah, well, Node.js is the runtime environment. It runs your code outside of the browser.
Okay. No, okay, it runs your code. Okay.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
Okay, about myself. Okay, my name is Patrick. I'm a fourth year computer science student. I have a strong foundation in C++, but recently I've been getting into web development. So obviously, web development ever since the early 2000s has become a very valuable skill, and it just becomes more and more valuable as more and more businesses take their business online. So it's something that I really want to get my hands on and develop my skills using things like Node.js and using things like Node.js. And I'm looking for. I'm really a collaborative type of person. I feel like I'm a people's person, so I really like working in teams. And what I'm looking for is an opportunity for to be able to apply my skills somewhere in a practical sense, with while collaborating with people, learning from experienced developers in a professional setting.
I see. So tell me about you like collaborating with people. Tell me about a time you had a disagreement with a colleague.
Okay, so for the first my first software development class, where we actually handled large scale software, where one of the things that we had to do was a group project for a interactive text-based game coded in C++, where we worked in a group.
Mm-hmm.
The coding, there wasn't that much code to the game, and one of the decisions that what happened was that one of my teammates in the group, we had a little bit of a disagreement on what type of coding structure that we should use. He wanted to use a more monolithic coding structure because he thought there wasn't that much code that wasn't enough code to warrant a more modular structure. It was something that I wanted to do. but I was trying to make the case that it's going to be easier to debug the modular code, and it's going to be easier to modify and extend if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
What we basically did is that instead of disagreeing on what we should do, I just advocated for us doing some small testing. He makes a little function from his code, and I make a function from my code. I make a little function of code that it's a part of the project, and then we'll just see which one's easier to test and debug. And pretty quickly we saw that my structure was easier to go with and debug, and it seemed more sensible, even if it was a small amount of code. And basically what happened is that when we showed our professor what we did, he was pretty happy with the way that we structured our code. So I feel like that was
nice.
I feel like that was the time that I had it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Tell me about a time when when's the last time you had feedback? Just tell me a time when you received constructive feedback.
Just right now, actually, we're doing, one of the things that we're doing is I'm in a software engineering class, and we're working on a project. And the project's coming in 3 different phases, and we just had to do a demonstration of our phase 1. And I showed the teacher, basically we're just doing the blackjack application that I mentioned earlier. And we had to do a demonstration to the professor in our class. He went through our code, and he liked what he saw, but he just mentioned something that related to how our team was working on our GitLab. Mm-hmm. Just making a comment on doing things like making sure that we're making clear comments on our commits and stuff like that, because he had a hard time tracking, because we were using very generic terms like push, test, style check, test, push, very generic terms. He had a hard time kind of keeping track of what people were doing when they were pushing their code, and kind of identifying what type of code they were pushing on the branch. And it makes sense. It makes sense. We were in a rush for this project, so we were just using very generic terms, but it makes sense because it made it harder for our professor to read our code.
I see. So tell me about the project that you're most proud of and why.
The project that I'm most proud of is probably going to be that text-based adventure game that I mentioned that I made. The reason why is because that project was my first big, large-scale project that I had to do for a software class, and it was really fun because this was my first opportunity to actually collaborate with people from my class for this project. We had to get into groups of 4 to complete the project. I'd say that I'm a people's person, so getting into a group, brainstorming, bouncing ideas off of other people, and collaborating is something for problem solving is something that I find very rewarding. And I had a really fun time learning from not only having fun with the project with my teammates, but learning from them too, because we had very strong teammates in that group.
Mm-hmm. So let me think about that a bit. I feel like when someone asks you tell me about your project you're most proud of, it's your time to talk about a project that sounds difficult and sort of.
Okay. Let me redo it.
All right. Let me just finish what I was saying.
Okay.
You're gonna want to give an example of a project that was technically challenging and shows that you have a lot of technical scope and technical depth. It just shines a good light on your technical skills, and you want you want to end it off with some good results as well. So just saying that you had some fun with some people and stuff is not a good result. Okay, continue.
Yeah,
okay. I mean, it is a good result, personally, but they're looking for people who just gonna ship like Liam said. Okay. Tell me about a project you're most proud of and why.
Okay, so the project that I'm most proud of is my software, was my C++, was my text-based adventure game that I coded for my first software development class. it was really fun, and the reason why it was really fun, there was a big collaborative element to that class, which was awesome. But the other thing that was really big eye opener for me and a big learning lesson for me was that in this class, what we really learned about was not only how to make code that works, but make code that's like scalable, easy to maintain, and readable, and maintainable in the long term. Like making good, clean code that also works. So in this class, we learned a lot about like software development, different software development practices and principles like solid and dry principles, as well as different design patterns to help keep code clean and structured. And I felt like this was a class that really took my developer skills up a level.
Okay. So you said that during that class you had to apply like a lot of the principles you learned in school. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Name one thing that you apply. Name one specific situation where you had to apply one of those patterns that you just mentioned to that project.
Okay, so actually, when we are learning our different design patterns, one of the ones that we've learned was the MVC, the Model View Controller, the design pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what this design pattern does is that it's a design pattern that basically you have a model which holds the logic of your game or your program, and then you have a view that does all the print statements for your game, and you have a controller that acts as a middleman between these two components. And basically, this helps with scalability and extendability for your code. And it also was a big lesson in something called dependency injection.
Mm-hmm.
What was I going to say? 1 second. MVC for this game. Yeah, using design patterns and using this design pattern.
Are you looking off your notes right now?
No. I just lost track. I lost track of what I was going to say. Yeah, MVC design pattern, very good. Yeah, and I guess I just lost train of thought. But yeah, this was the time I used a design pattern. That was one of those design principles that I was talking about.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta redo that. I gotta redo that
so,
one. I gotta redo that.
Tell me about a time where you had too many things on your plate, and how did you prioritize and get things done?
Time that I had too many things.
I mean, sometimes we end up in situations where maybe we took on too much work, or we're taking too many classes at once. How do you handle that sort of situation when you have too many things on your plate? I just want to get a sense of how you deal with that.
Whenever I have, as a student who's going to university right now, definitely when things like midterms come around, I definitely start feeling that feeling of having too many things on my plate. So a big thing for me is that I like to prioritize. Basically, what I try to do is that I look for the things that are going to be the biggest benefit, or the things that are worth the most, that are going to affect my grades. They have the highest potential to affect my grades. So I'll look out for the midterms, the assignments, and projects that are the highest weight in my grade, and I'll start with working and studying or completing any tasks related to those first. And then when I get the hard stuff out of the way, I start working my the stuff that's worth the most, or the most important tasks, and then I start working my way down the list to least important.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way I like to handle having too many things on my plate.
I see. So have you ever had a conflict and you were wrong?
A conflict in my...
Or tell me about a time when you had a conflict with a colleague and you actually turned out to be wrong.
A time I had a conflict with my colleague. Okay. I have a good one. You know, one time, one of my really good friends, James, me and him, we love to watch MMA, like mixed martial arts. And there's a UFC fighter named John Jones, and he always refers to John Jones as the greatest of all time. And for a long time, I was denying that, and now I understand that John Jones is the best of all time. So.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. No,
I have one more.
Give you a serious
No, that's actually a legit question I've been asked before. I'm gonna ask you a different one now. So, can you tell me about a time that you had to go above and beyond?
Above and beyond.
Yeah.
So.
I'll give it. I could explain it. So like, maybe you're working on a project and then your whole team is lacking, and all of a sudden you need to go above. Or, for example, for me, if I'm working in a like engineering role and one of the teams is behind on their project, I can go above and beyond by helping them with their project or helping out somebody who's really like. There's different examples. Don't use those ones that I use specifically, but just tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond.
So, this is so actually, in at the university, one of the classes I had to take in the previous semester was called it was a third year program that it was a third year course that was called programming languages, and what we had to do was code in a functional language called Racket.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was is that what we were basically doing was designing our own interpreter that was a subset of the language of Racket. So basically, we just had to, it was like we created a huge function that basically contained functions that the language Racket had, and we had to program those functions ourselves.
I see.
And that was a very difficult class, and we had to partner up for this in groups of 4, and that was very much a project where I had to go above and beyond because unfortunately my group members really were either one, very hard to communicate with, or 2, they essentially had no clue on what they were doing or in this class. And it was a very tough situation because it's a very tough situation, but I felt like when your group, my group just wasn't very strong, and essentially what I had to do was just take over and complete the whole project essentially by myself. I had to basically do an insane crash course on Racket and how to use Racket and how to do things like how do you design like recursive functions in a functional language like Racket. And what ended up happening was that we got a really great mark on it. I think we got 98% on that project overall. But the teacher had really good things to say about our project, and I feel like that was a time where I rose above and beyond.
Okay, so you just did the whole project yourself, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you said all these great things about yourself. What's your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness is that I care too much.
Okay, go.
Okay. My greatest weakness is that going to school, I find myself, I take great importance into my academics. I really value trying my best in my classes and really trying to find myself academically, and that involves getting high grades. And one thing that I guess I can say about myself is that in the attempts to try to get high grades, I can focus a little bit too much on the small details. Sometimes, I take a little bit too long. I could be taking a little bit too long on certain when, for example, in some of my, for example, in that C++, the project that I mentioned I did in my software development class, there were times where me and my classmates or my teammates would set milestones, certain milestones for the certain milestones that we want to reach for our project. Like, maybe creating like a skeleton of the framework that we're going to be like using, having certain functions filled out, having certain unit tests filled out at certain times. And I find myself getting caught up trying to just really, really, really try to keep my code very clean, very like, just very clean, very like structured. And I find myself falling behind deadlines sometimes. And
Essentially, you're a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Classic. I hear that one all the time. All right.
Oh, so okay. I gotta figure something different. That's the one thing I can think of on the fly.
Bro, that's the classic one. You just
Okay.
took way longer to just say it. Okay, how long is this interview gonna be?
It's an hour long.
An hour long? Holy crap! An hour long behavioral? This is nuts.
It says behavioral, situational, and technical.
Okay, they're gonna do behavioral, situational, and technical.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think they're gonna ask you LeetCode?
I have no idea, man. But
Is it tomorrow?
what am I? It's on Friday.
God damn.
I still got time.
And you're done all your midterms
if,
and stuff? Or you're just gonna be studying straight up?
Yeah, I just finished my last midterm, like an hour before I showed up.
Holy crap. Okay, we need to... Dude, you should ask your friend what the breakdown is gonna be and get an understanding, because we need to prepare...
This is what she said. She said, I should show enthusiasm and excitement for the work and the role. Like, no one expects students to be perfect or have all the answers, but showing them that you are genuinely excited and passionate goes a long way.
I see.
And then she also said, the more he can talk about the AER and what it is, they will be impressed. But
Okay.
just some of the summer students are honestly too blah, no personality, no excitement. So the ones who have good energy and are excited and passionate, they really stand out.
I see. Okay. What about technical?
I don't know. She didn't say anything about technical.
Okay. I think... Yeah, you're using examples, which is good. You're showing examples. Whether it's a good example or not, I mean, that's subjective. But I think...
Examples? What do you mean? Which examples? Examples of what?
No, like you're using examples, which is good. So, for example, when I asked you, tell me about a time when X, you describe a situation of... You give me a proper example, and I could visualize what's happening. But you just take super long to give the example, sometimes upwards of 5 minutes.
Bullshit.
Or like getting close to 5 minutes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm talking a little too much.
So, what do you think, chat? I'm thinking one thing that I notice sometimes is some people, they try to give the interviewer they try to describe it for too long because they're assuming that the interviewer will never understand what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the situation in the task is the least of important part. It just sets the stage. But the action and the result, right? What you actually did and the result is the most important part. So maybe cut a bit down on the situation, the task, and just briefly explain what's happening. Because even the more you talk,
Okay.
sometimes it sounds less crazy. You know what I mean? Like for example, So for example, tell me about your biggest project. I mean, that one you kind of have to explain it a bit, but do you get what I mean? Like the situation, the task just sets the stage, and that should be shorter. The action is the part that they're trying to see how you would behave in certain situations. That part is more important to them. And then so I think spending more time on the action and then also like a little bit on the result. But the meat of it should be the action that you took. So if you had a disagreement, you set the stage and then you talk about how you resolve that disagreement, and that part should be the most concise and like packs the biggest punch.
Okay.
So focus on like decreasing the
Action
situation
result.
task. So how I would prepare for this and how I usually do it is I just come up with a bunch of different or I have a list of behavioral questions that they ask me, and then I just figure out situations in like one or two sentences of when I had to like that I could use for that specific behavioral question. So for example, I mean, you had one related to what's your biggest project. Just write a sentence of the situation. Be like, your C++ large scale adventure game. It's a big project, right? Tell me about a time you had a disagreement. One or two sentences be, yeah, during my C++ adventure game with a colleague where we had a disagreement about using a more modular design versus monolithic approach versus a modular design. That's the context, right? And then the action, you should spend more time a bit there.
All right.
Okay. Yo, chat, what does everyone think? How could he improve his stuff? Everyone's saying every answer was 2 to 3 times longer than it needed to be. I agree. But it wasn't like that last time I interviewed you.
And last time was a little better.
Yeah, a little verbose. John, what else are you thinking?
Verbose? Who said verbose?
John, CFA.
Okay, John CFA. Not bad.
Chat, we need to crowdsource this. Yeah, you just come up with some good examples. I think you did good though. Honestly, I think you did good.
Let's do another question.
They said talk slower and get a better mic. But this is in person. This is in person, so.
No, it's gonna be over Microsoft Teams.
Oh really? Okay, get a better mic.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh shit.
So, Patrick, why should I choose you for this job?
Why should you choose me for this job? Why I think you should choose me for this job is that besides my technical skills, what I think is that my work values and what I'm looking for in a job aligns directly with the value a lot of the values at the AER. Like one of the values I've seen of the AER is collaboration and innovation. And I think that describes my work style and my team and the way that I operate. Because that's what I like to do. I like to collaborate with others while learning and problem solving. And I would like to apply my skills in a practical sense in a professional setting. And yeah.
Okay. Why should I not choose you for this job?
Why should you not choose me for this job? Why should you not choose me for this job?
What would be a reason why I wouldn't choose you?
I ramble too much.
All right.
Why would you not want to choose me? Oh my god, I'll kill myself. Don't choose me. Yeah. Do you think is that a real question?
I don't think it's a real question. I just heard it in a different live stream.
Why should I not choose you?
Okay.
You really want to know?
All right, we're gonna get back into the technical stuff for like 5 more minutes, to land our 45 minutes. But I think in that question, definitely just showing. I like it. You align with their values. You show that they're doing it. So it looks like you researched their company. That's good. And I would work in some of the things your friend told you of what they want. Someone who's excited. So why should they choose you? Yeah, you're passionate. You're passionate about the stack. Obviously, you think that that's like you're gonna learn a lot of great skills during that interview. That you played around with that stack. You find it really fun to work on that stack, and you could build like meaningful projects quickly using that tech stack. So showing that your excitement not only about like the technologies you're gonna be working and building on, but then also the technology. Or they said talk about how you like AER, the company. Just talk about why you would want to join a company like AER, and then just talk about like you like the work you're gonna do, you like the company, and then you also like how the company operates, which is the values and stuff, right? The principles of the company.
Okay.
So just try to work that in because
Yeah.
that's what your friend told you to do.
Yeah. I want to say it's like energy. The energy sector is like super important in Alberta. So being able to work with the energy sector feels like I'm applying my skills in a practical sense. Does that make sense?
Wait, say it again. I was just reading the chat.
Being able to work. I want to say something about like working at AER means I get to work in a very important sector, which is the energy sector, especially in a province like Alberta, where energy is super, super important. It makes me feel like I can actually apply my skills that have to make real world impact.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Let's talk about your intro again. How were we structuring that again? Tell me about yourself and just talk about it at a high level. Don't answer the question. Look, I just want to get a sense for how you're going to structure that.
Okay, so basically the original way that I was going to do this is that I was just going to say, I would start with like, I'm a 4th-year computer science student, strong foundations in C++. And the way that I was going to take it was something like, I've recently been getting really into web development. And I wanted to say like, basically one, that web development is becoming more and more important skill to like know. So I want to like be able to learn and develop this skill. And also, I want to do this where I feel like I want to do this like somewhere in an environment that I feel like I'm gonna have real world impact, and that's the AER. Oh wait, that's like,
But
that's
you,
more
you,
like
you're answering?
no. That's like more no. What you call it? Go down.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's work on this a bit because the elevator pitch sets the stage, right? So I'm thinking, I'm actually thinking about it in a different way because I know a bit more about you. I wonder if it's interesting to talk about where you were before that as well. Not like with the roofing or anything. Be like, I'm a 4th-year student. I actually started off in chemistry, but like I had some friends doing software engineering, computer science, and I saw what they were working on. I found it really cool. Decided to switch into it. A lot of the work that I've been doing, I've done a few classes in artificial intelligence, did a lot of C++. Now I'm doing some courses in like backend development, REST APIs, networking, like talking, like taking them through a bit of your career and what you learned along the way as well. And because like you're kind of just getting into I'm a 4th year with the only thing I know about you is you're 4th-year student who knows C++, right? But there's so much other things that you've done in your degree that we could probably like skim over. Like you've done design patterns, you've done cryptography, right? Because if you just say you know C++, that's a 1st-year course, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's think about this. What do you think about talking about like that you were in chemistry and switched? Or do you not want to say that?
Yeah, I think that's like that. If you think that's like if it's worth it, do you think if it's worth it to put into that, I would be okay with saying that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think because it is for like a AER. I don't know. It kind of makes you sound even smarter too. Like you took chemistry for a bit and now you're in computer science. Like it seems like you tried different things. Okay, what are the different courses that you took? Okay, let's talk about your first year. What were the courses that you took?
Most of them were just introductory courses, like basic programming, like introductory programming, logic,
Okay,
logic, some simple digital design, like using different logic gates, like designing circuits with logic
I
gates,
see.
and some object-oriented programming.
I see. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's think about this for a second because your elevator pitch could be improved, and I think the main thing that we should just do actually is because all you said is you have a strong foundation in C++. We should also talk about some of the other things you did. That makes sense. So it'll be like, yeah,
Uh,
I'm a fourth year student. I've taken courses and things like we did a lot of C++, but I learned object oriented programming in C++. I've done functional programming. I've took classes where I'm building compilers, AI, cryptography. I've taken a lot of different computer science class, and I really focused on getting a breadth of knowledge over depth of knowledge in my undergrad. Something like that, like really showing more of what you've learned. I don't know exactly all the other classes that you have, and be like, yeah. Currently, I'm doing a lot of web development, and I think it aligns well with the current job posting here. Doing a lot of building REST APIs, learning a bit of JavaScript. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Yeah, try to work that in.
Very good. Very good, James. Very good.
Chad, what do you think? Yeah, maybe we don't want to have the longest intro, so maybe we don't have to talk about your chemistry degree. But I think just
Mhm.
giving more details of all the things you want to learn. Because if a student comes to me and they're telling me all these classes that they took, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's good. If you just tell me I know C++, then I just only think that you did the first year course, right? Does Pat have a website?
Excellent.
Not yet. All right, we're gonna end it off with a few more technical questions. Can you explain me what SQL is?
So SQL it stands for Structured Query Language, and it's like a programming language where it's really easy to retrieve and fetch data from relational databases, which just means that information is a relational database is just where information is stored in a structured way, like kind of like a Microsoft Excel sheet, like kind of like in tabs.
What does it
To be
stand
to like
for?
look structured query language.
Okay. So what's a database?
Database is just it's just where a bunch of data a structure where a bunch of data is held
Yeah, like
stored.
why would you need a database?
Data the reason why you need a database is just so you can save your data.
I see. Okay. What are the different ways of? Are you familiar with NoSQL?
NoSQL, yeah, from my understanding, essentially it's just it's unstructured, unlike SQL, which is like structured, like I was saying,
Hmm.
in rows and columns. NoSQL is unstructured and a little bit more dynamic.
I see. Okay. What's Azure?
Azure is essentially Microsoft's version of Amazon's AWS. It's just like a cloud platform where a bunch of services can be held.
Okay. What's the use of it? Or why does it exist in the ecosystem?
It's the reason why it exists is that it's super scalable and super easy. It's super cost effective. So essentially, instead of having your own servers, you can just use like let's say Microsoft servers to use like their cloud platform, and you can just host all the different things that you want to do.
Nice.
And yeah, you don't have to have your own like servers or anything like that. And you can just whenever you need more resources, it's super cheap to like add resources to use.
I see. John's so funny on the chat. Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
I'm giving you a pass. How do you feel about the interview?
A pass?
What do you think?
Me?
What is your
Me?
criticism? Like, how do you think it went? First off.
Dude, I feel like, yeah, rambling a lot. I liked your idea of, I'm on the stream now too. I wasn't even on the stream for this whole time. So just basically rambling, not getting to the point. I kind of flopped on some of the technical questions, but I feel like I could have explained it way better. And yeah, just the elevator pitch sucked.
Yeah, I think it's a good assessment of yourself. It's kind of what I would have given it as well. But you sound excited. You sound like you do know what you're talking about. We just need to keep ironing it out a bit. Yeah. Elevator pitch is the most important part. Practice that one because that's like the first little bit of the interview. Yeah, a lot of rambling. So what I'll say is, but I did notice that most of the rambling was on the situation and task. So just shorten that a bit and figure out a better way to provide context to the story.
Okay.
Like a more succinct way.
Do you want to do another one tomorrow night? One more?
Yeah, we can do another one.
The interviews prep. Okay, we'll do that. Tomorrow I'll come prepared.
Yeah, because honestly, even too, like, pretend I didn't provide enough context in the situation and the task, then they're just gonna ask me for more details, right? So if I'm like I talk about this project and then I just go wait to the action result, and then they just ask me more questions to get more context to understand. That's not as bad as rambling for 5 minutes and then the person lost interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better to provide less than more because they can always ask for more if they need to. And at the end of the day, they're trying to write notes and trying to remember stuff about you. The more succinct, the better.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to get your technical skills or like the technical answers a lot better. Cause I think they're gonna grill you on these technical parts and they're gonna ask you like trivia type questions. And we need to get those nailed down.
Okay, we'll do one tomorrow, and I'll come back and I'll pass.
Just go.
I'll make the whole chat so proud. Everybody in the chat.
Yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. You'll literally go. Also go on. Just watch this over again and listen to yourself too, and try to figure out what happened.
What happened? James?
Yeah, debrief. Yeah, everyone's giving you a pass. Yeah, improve on the technical spots. You're using the star format. Yeah. All right. I'll catch you on the next video.
I'm giving the stream a like.
Okay, sounds good, bro. Call you again tomorrow.
It, bro. Okay, yeah, word. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, chat. Good stuff. Thank you. Peace.
Yo, what's everyone saying? How was that? How was his... Okay, John, let me call you. This guy's preparing for his interviews too. I'll call the big dog. This guy's supposed to have a better mic. Hop on Discord? Is it better, the audio? Guy's taking a dump.
I reached the voicemail of John Peralta. Your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll return your call when I can. Thanks.
After leaving a message, you can...
Okay, that was a solid voicemail. Yo, John, join the Discord or hop on the Discord voice chat. Wait, I'm hearing someone. I wonder if I hear the tweaker. Yo, chat, should I move locations and should I pay more rent? Yo, chat, can you hear him? John,
Oh
talk.
man,
How's the
that?
sound? Talk.
What's up? Oh wait, what's up?
Chat. How's it sound?
My audio better be pre, man. Should I share my screen? I'm working on some code right now.
All right. Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about myself. Ooh, okay. I'm a finance graduate. I'm a CFA charter holder. I have 4 years experience as a financial advisor, 2 years experience as a financial analyst, and right now I'm working as an asset manager. I've been in my current role for the last 3 years. My main focus right now is maximizing the fair value of a real estate portfolio, as well as the net operating income of a real estate portfolio. Since I started working, I've gotten more and more responsibility. I've increased my door count under management up to 9,000 doors. But yeah, what am I looking for in my next role? I'm looking to apply AI.
Well, I didn't ask you that.
Okay, yeah, you don't want me to go into that? Tell me
But that's
about
a good.
yourself.
No, that was a good one.
All right. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
Patty, are you still in the chat? I think that was good. I didn't ask you that
Okay,
though. So
that's too verbose, eh?
no, that was good. I didn't
Alright.
ask you. You just
No,
you asked yourself a question. You started interviewing yourself. This guy started interviewing himself.
This is comedy, eh?
Okay. What's like your biggest accomplishment in your 4 years in finance?
I would say my biggest accomplishment is transforming the way we do budgeting at my current work. So initially, when I first started, if you could believe it, we actually didn't have a budgeting process. So I came in coming from my last role where I was budgeting for the entire asset and liability book. I brought those learnings to my current workplace and pretty much started off from scratch. And then eventually, after year 1, I had the initial budget process. Year 2, I honed it in. And then year 3, I was able to disseminate that process to junior analysts as well as interns. But yeah, overall, just like starting from scratch.
I see. Okay. Could you describe or just tell me about a time you had a disagreement with a coworker?
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely have had a disagreement with the investments team before. So the investment team would the way my work works is the investment team sources potential investments, potential real estate investments, and they bring those properties to us for review, the asset management team for review. When I was going through a review, I pretty much determined that the property that they provided wasn't going to be accretive to the portfolio as a whole. And at that point in time, I was like, hey, I don't think we should buy this property. They basically were like, well, there's not a lot of deals going through. And this is like the best deal that they can find. And I was just basically, nah, wait. And then I pretty much just presented my argument. They presented their argument. And then the deal kind of just died after that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of just like the headbutts that we go through is, do we buy something or not? So that's pretty common.
So tell me about a time when you had too many things on your plate. How did you prioritize and get and drive great results in that sort of situation?
For sure. When usually that occurs during the budget season. So essentially I have to kind of use you have to use your common sense. So if you have a lot of things on your plate, you have to set priorities. Some things are going to impact the business more than others, and some are more urgent. So for example, let's say I'm doing the budget process and I get tasked by, or I get a request from the field. I pretty much have to determine whether or not I should address the field or keep working on the budget. Most of the time, is just impact. How is it going to impact the bottom line? How is it going to impact the business reputation? How is it going to impact other stakeholders? And that's how you would just prioritize.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me think.
Dang, what the heck am I thought I was going to do something.
What is the last time you had constructive criticism? And what was it?
Sure.
Okay, wait, let me give a bit of feedback. Like,
okay.
I think the questions are good, but I'd need more results in your explanations.
Okay,
I think
you
in
need
your
more
introduction, you showed good results. You said you've gotten up to 9,000 doors, right?
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. I hear someone. Bro, kids are tweaking in my spot. Yo, Patrick.
Why are you talking to the guy like he's there?
Who, Patrick?
Yeah.
No, Patrick's there. No. Patrick's listening. Okay. What is the last constructive criticism? Did you already just answer that or no?
No, I didn't answer that one.
What is the last constructive criticism you received?
Oh, that I received?
Yes.
Dang, I actually don't remember that. I would say, dang, I actually have to make that up because I don't remember the last constructive feedback that I got. I would say, constructive feedback that I would give myself is definitely learn how to explain tasks better to interns and not give them too vague of tasks. Usually, like when I give a task to an intern, I say, okay, this is the output that I want, or make a decision on this, but I don't give him any direction or just like an exemplar to complete. And then, yeah, so I just kind of started working on that by explaining how I do things or the way that I think, and then usually that helps them complete tasks.
I see. Okay. Tell me about a time where you had to collaborate across different teams and departments.
For sure. So during this budget cycle, we gave more agency to the field operations team as well as the property services team. So the property services team manages all the contracts and procures all the contracts, while the field ops team determines what the contract scope has to be. And essentially what my job is to identify a proper amount for the contract teams to spend. So what I would do is I pretty much have those two parties in the room and arbitrate the situation. And so the result of that was I would request the result of that was the field ops was heard this year versus was heard more this year than last year. In previous years, we would pretty much just give them hey, you're going to get cleaning this amount per week. You're going to get your grass cut this amount per week. But this time around, we pretty much asked them, hey, like how many times do you want XYZ service, and then send that to the contract team, and then once the contract team got the scope, I pretty much helped them just manage the budget. So two parties were kind of happy with that.
I see. Okay. Since I'm interviewing you right now for a AI engineering role, I'm going to get into some technical questions. What's the difference between supervised learning and unsupervised learning?
Sure. Supervised learning, the data set is labeled, so you have input and output pairs, whereas the unsupervised learning, the AI is doesn't have any labeled data sets, and it just determines like the clusters on its own.
Clusters?
Or like the separate, like it essentially identifies patterns on its own. Whereas like with the supervised learning, the patterns are already labeled.
Okay. Why do we need to break when training a supervised learning model? Why do we need to break things between a training set and a test set?
For validation. So you want to be able to, you want to use a training set to train the model or get the model up to a certain specified like error rate up to your choosing, and then you can try to use the testing set to determine whether or not that model generalizes to new unseen data.
But why can't I just use the same set for both?
You'll get overfit.
What do you mean?
Like,
yeah, why can't I just use the same training set for my test set? Or, I mean, like, why can't I use this when I'm testing how my model performs? Why can't I use the same data set that I trained it on?
I don't know. I feel like that just wouldn't make sense.
Why?
Because like you're training the data, and you're trying like when you're training the initial model, you want to train it on like you're trying to focus on minimizing the error rate on that training data set and then the unseen data. You're trying to see whether or not that model can generalize to unseen data. Mm-hmm. Without like that testing set, you can't actually determine whether or not it could generalize.
Why not?
Because you're using the same data to test that you are to train.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know if I answered.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if I answered that well.
Basically, it learned the patterns of the training data. So when you're testing it, it's not like it already tainted your test because now it already learned what it's gonna get tested on. It's like seeing the test. It's like seeing the test before you go into the test. You've seen the answers.
Okay, yeah.
So you're gonna get obviously higher than results than what's actually real.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I would pronounce it. Okay, could just explain to me what gradient descent is?
Gradient descent is a form of tracking the error rate. Essentially, you want to identify gradient with. So, like, think about a x squared loss function, right? Let's say you want to get to the lowest loss. You would use gradient descent. The way that it would work is like if you were to change a variable within the training model and the slope of your error rate increases, you would pretty much go the opposite way for that variable. And what your target is a slope of 0, which would mean like either a global minima or a local minima.
Okay.
So you always want to go towards like the lower slope if you were changing the variable.
Okay. what explain like back propagation, why we need it.
Man, what the heck?
Bro, this is what they're gonna ask you if you try to go for an AI job.
Yeah. Backpropagation. Backpropagation is basically you take a model, and then based off of the loss function, you would adjust the weights of all the variables in the function.
Yeah, that's what
to adjust the loss.
Okay, I see.
Was that good or no?
Yeah, I mean, backpropagation adjusts the weight so that it like optimizes the model, reduces the loss, right? Why you have to use backpropagation is because, like with these deep neural networks, that's the algorithm. Because like you're looking at a model that has all these different weights. As you change specific variables in it, it's gonna affect the loss function. It can increase it or decrease it. Backpropagation is like a mathematically way to decrease the loss function or decrease the loss value, essentially. In like a multi-layer approach, if it was like one layer, that would be easy. But since we're dealing with multi-layer neural networks, literally there's dependencies. When you adjust one layer, it affects all the outputs of the other layers. So the mathematical equation needs to adjust all the layers that all depend on each other to decrease the loss. Right?
Okay.
Well.
Yo, you literally just slammed me. What the heck? Okay, keep running it then. I don't know, am I doing well or not?
No, you're doing good. So.
Okay, yeah.
What's the difference between?
Dude, I actually never answered questions like these ever, man.
What's the difference between a dynamically typed language and a statically typed language? Raccoon, are you doing AI too?
That I don't know. I don't know what that is actually.
Okay, what's an API?
What's an API? It's
DT, what's
application.
Good? What? No, DT is good.
It's an application programming interface. It's just a contract between two different softwares. It's just a way for two different softwares to communicate at different endpoints.
Well, let's focus more on the AI stuff. What are embeddings? What are embeddings?
They're just mathematical representations of data.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why are they so hot right now?
Why are they so hot right now?
Mathematical representations of data. What do you exactly mean by that?
So, for example, let's say you have a way of embedding is, for example, when you're using retrieval augmented generation, you would take a PDF, use a document loader, split it up into with a text splitter. Each split text would be turned into a mathematical model or into a vector, and then that would be stored in a vector store. That's like a form of embedding. Mm-hmm. And then since it's in a high dimensional vector store, you could have relationships. You could easily, or the computer could easily identify relationships between different words or tokens, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Think I'm out of questions.
Broski. What the hell was that? Was that even good, man?
Nah, yeah.
I just literally.
I'm just making questions up too. I'm literally just making it up on the spot too. I don't run these interviews. I can't tell you a grade, bro.
Okay, yeah. Do they actually ask those types of questions?
Yeah, they'll ask you what's a loss function.
I have to do a whole master's degree.
No, I think the basic stuff is like why do you need to split up a training set from a test set, right?
Okay.
That's basic.
Yeah,
right?
like that was hard because I feel like that was just common sense to me. I'd be like,
no, but you need to understand why.
Like it has to be able to generalize.
Yeah,
You can't test for generalization if you don't like do that. What is this? Just basic questions on neural net?
Okay, why would you need to scale your input? For example, like apply why does applying a scaling method on your input lead to better results? Like before you pass it into a neural network. Like there's a bunch of scaling methods. Like you can scale all the data between 0 to 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? Why would that improve the outputs of your model?
Yeah, so basically normalizing a data set.
Yeah, why do you need to normalize it before passing it in?
Because sometimes, like, if you don't scale the data, the machine learning model would weight larger numbers more. That's pretty much like
what do you mean by that?
use case that I...
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that?
Yeah.
So... I don't know. That's another one. I feel like you always just have to do that.
Always have to scale it, but why?
Let's say you have y equals m1 x1 plus m2 x2. Let's say you don't scale x2 and normalize it to 0. Like x2 could be a bigger number and it'll affect your function.
Okay. What are some ways to avoid overfitting your model?
What are some ways to prevent overfitting your model?
Just name some like common ways that people avoid overfitting their model.
Identify
or first, what's overfitting? What's for overfitting in general? That's a classic question that they'll ask you. Yo, Tom, what's good? What's overfitting?
What's overfitting?
Mm-hmm.
When you tune a model to a specific data set that to the point where it can't generalize to new data.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are some ways to avoid that?
Maybe you could try using dummy variables. You could break your training set into different regimes with different, just different regimes, different time periods.
Have you heard of freezing some of the weights? Freezing some of the weights?
Yeah. No,
so basically, if you think about the model like a brain, essentially when you're training the model, it could start to learn specific paths. Right? Yeah. It starts just using the same paths over to produce the same output. Because what it's doing is trying to model the data. It's trying to take the input and then model it to the output correctly. But then certain weights are going to just like certain paths in that neural network are going to essentially get hard coded to produce that sort of output that's expected. So what you can do is when you're training it, you can pretty much like freeze some of the weights so that they don't get trained or that they don't get updated. Okay. Right? So it learns new paths. Like if you think of it's like exploring new paths in the brain and then like updating those weights instead. Yeah. Instead of like it's because it's gonna keep updating the same weights over and over if you don't freeze them. That's one way that people sort of
Okay. Yeah, that's basically like adding a dummy variable and stuff like that. But freezing like an actual weight.
What's transfer learning?
Transfer learning is having like a specific model and using the learnings from like one model in another model.
Mm-hmm. Why is it useful?
So for example, like an example is maybe you like a human would be able to use mathematical logic in maybe like chemistry. And let's say with a large language model, it might be able to transfer some of its ability to predict from one use case to a different use case.
Why is it useful to do transfer learning? Or
because then you don't have to train the model from scratch.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense, yeah. Most of the time, though, I think transfer learning, what they do is they'll train a model on a very general data set. So, for example, pretend I have they'll train it on ImageNet, which is the biggest data set of random images, right? So they'll train a model to detect all these images on ImageNet, and then basically that's the base model. And then when someone comes with a more specific task, they're like, okay, I want to build this AI that analyzes gym footage. Then that model that they already built learned already a lot of patterns on different, like on a general task of just understanding images in general. And then to train it into a specific, now they need to train it to work on a gym. They could use this base model, and like you mentioned, it doesn't require as much like resources to get the model to have a high accuracy on the more specific task.
Yeah.
But
why isn't that fine tuning? How is like transfer learning different than fine tuning?
Well, fine tuning. Let me think. I mean, transfer learning is when you take a model that's worked on as something else, and then I think fine tuning is it doesn't need to be just what's it called? Like people also refer to fine tuning when they're like updating certain parameters on the model, right? Well, no, that's hyperparameter tuning. I don't know. I actually don't know that answer. I think
fine tuning a subset of
because
transfer learning.
like basically a lot of terms have changed too with this LLM stuff. Like for example on GPT on OpenAI they're talking about fine tuning is different fine tuning.
Yeah.
Than
you could ask me like LLM stuff. Like you can ask me like prompt engineering RAG. I could show you that stuff too. Or I could even like just pull up my code and you could see like what prompt engineering looks like, what retrieval augmented generation looks like.
You're dropping videos on that soon? Like what are you up to? What are you up to these days?
What am I up to these days? I'm pretty much playing around with AI agents. And different tools that I could use to build equity research. So I've tried giving. Essentially, I'm trying to automate the data gathering process that an equity research analyst does, the analyzing process that an equity research analyst does, and then the report building process that an equity analyst does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like over the past week, I spent a lot of time learning Playwright, which is a web automation framework, as well as Scrapey, which is like a web scraping framework, and then just pretty much playing around with that. And then essentially, once I'm able to just learn how to web scrape, I can then feed that data into a large language model for analysis, and then I'll fine tune or like I'll optimize the performance of the large language model through like RAG, fine tuning, prompt engineering, and etc. And then hopefully eventually I could build a report. I've been cooking up johnperalta.com as well. So like all my reports are going to be hosted there.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good, bro. I'm gonna get back to leak coding. We'll hop on a collab soon.
I can run that little LeetCode question on your screen too.
You want to run it? Here, I'll send you an invite. Are you on?
Can you even do that? How do you do that? What's your next project after the full stack to-do list? Oh, that's you.
Oh, they're talking to me? What's my next project? I'm going to build a RAG application just for fun. Man. Just because my brother has been doing a lot of RAG, I'm going to build it. I'm going to build it in Cursor.
Like what do you mean a RAG app? What's a RAG app?
Just anything that has RAG. Like take some corpus of text, build the embeddings, put it in a vector DB, and then run queries against it, and just learn the end to end process.
Just do evals on it.
Yeah, just see how well it could.
Yeah.
Yeah, just build up that process, and then
that's definitely a sick use case.
You could just plug and play with anything else. Like just take any corpus of text. It could be like the lesson plan generator me and my friend are working on. It could be like your notes for work.
Yeah.
It could be like onboarding materials, anything like that. And then I could once you have the code that can like generate embeddings and store it in a vector DB, then I think that's like a skill everyone needs to learn these days. Because you also need to learn how to prompt engineer. So you kind of need to understand. You need to. I think right now the big thing people need to learn is how to provide good context into their LLMs.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
Actually,
that's kind of like definitely a thing you have to work on right now, and that's why I'm working on the web scraping piece. Like really feeding it the right context, because the context window is only so big, and you can only you don't need to use RAG for everything.
Yeah. Right.
Like you could feed it within the context window if your prompt is pretty basic.
Yeah. Like I actually noticed the trend too is a lot of. Well, it's always been annoying to add context to because. Before when we first started using GPT like a year ago, you just ask it general questions. You don't really paste in your context. And then you just pretend like you ask questions, then you copy and paste it into what you're working on. And then later we started providing more context because the context window got a lot bigger, right? We started to be like, okay, write me this piece of code and this is my code. So you provide context in it, right? But the annoying thing is you have to copy and paste the context and figure out what context to put in there, right? But now you're starting to see in the industry, they're trying to make it so that providing context to the AI is easier. That's what Cursor is essentially doing. Through your code editor, you could provide context to the LLM like right there and then, and it could read all your code base and provide and grab the context right there. And then Perplexity right now is building a browser with AI built in, so that's gonna have like unlimited context. It's gonna look at your browser for everything.
Like how do you think they're doing that? Like they embed your entire
code base?
Your entire code base?
Yeah, they do. They index it and they generate embeddings on your code base.
Dang.
So if you have a massive
I don't what do you think about like I just personally when I code I honestly I get impacted significantly when VS Code is literally has GitHub Copilot on it. like I want my code base to be separate than my AI, because like otherwise it's hard to get into flow state. You know what I mean?
Why?
I don't know. It's just kind of distracting having the AI with like being able to tab, like sometimes like it's tabbing stuff that or like it's doing ghost text that doesn't even make sense. Like you have to have like 20 different scripts on for it to have context. I don't know, like I've just noticed that when I use those AI tools in my text editor, I'm actually a little bit less productive.
I see.
Right? Versus just like talking on the UI and then whatnot.
No, that makes sense. I think
I don't know. Do you use it at work?
I don't like
how do you use it?
I don't like when it tabs, and that's been my feedback.
Like the ghost text?
Even from what's it called? Even the initial I started using Copilot probably a year ago at work. And the main thing that annoyed me is pretend I'm writing a test file, right? I'm writing a test file. I already know how to write the test file, and it's tabbing complete, but it would only tab complete like 1 or 2 lines. I mean, over time it got better and started tabbing complete 4 or 5 lines. That got distracted. So my main thing was like, why didn't it just generate me my whole test file and I just refactor it? But that's Cursor already solved that, and maybe Liam did Copilot already solved that, because that was pretty annoying. Because before there was a lot of latency too. Like like it would take forever to tab that you would already finish writing the
Yeah.
line, and then it would only finish like the last 10 characters of that line. But
Which model do you use when you use
I use Sonnet usually. Yo, Ethan, what's good? I use Anthropic ones are good.
Do you want to look at my code and judge my code?
Where's your code
Yeah,
at?
it's pretty much AI generated though. I could share my screen.
I'm not on my. Like I'm not on my. I have you
Oh,
on
you're
my.
not on your computer?
Because the thing is, yeah, if I open up my FaceTime, it might show some numbers. So I don't know.
Oh,
It's hard for me
damn.
to leak. I can
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
pass you Google Meets. Oh shit. No, we'll just collab on a different time.
Yeah, we can run it
I just
back,
pulled
yeah.
you up here so I can run this behavioral on you.
Oh man, what do you think about my behavior, everybody? I'm not looking at the chat.
Yeah, what's everyone giving him out of 10?
Yeah, tell me like how I can improve. I feel like the technical questions I could probably do better. The technical question I could do better. But yeah, the definite results thing, I don't know, like I never really focus on results at a personal level at work. I definitely just look at it at the team level. So that's something I have to kind of think about.
Yeah, no, like
And like the feedback loop for my results are like just pretty long now. It's
yeah,
not
we
like I
just
do
need.
something and then something happens. It's like I do something, I see the effect like 3 to 6 months later. It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
remember that stuff most of the
Yeah,
time.
like I'm trying to think. Okay, for the one related to having a conflict, right? You mentioned you just have conflicts in budget season, but then maybe talk about, okay, this was a situation. It was in budget season. These are the specific budgets that we were facing that we had to optimize. We were clashing on certain ones, and this is how we sort of were able to like figure out, like, this is how we resolved the situation by
Yeah.
taking these actions to come up with a good budget, and the result was that our budget was able to increase like revenue for our shareholders by 13% that year or something like that. Like actual
Yeah,
results, right?
I don't know if you could actually show that type of stuff though. Like I
Because
don't
right,
know. If
because
I could
you're
actually
because at the
do
end you're
that
just like,
stuff.
yeah, and it was a good budget season or something like
Yeah.
that. But like
Yeah.
I wanna, yeah, like you just need more results, right? Everything needs to be tied for result, but don't spam it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Some
yeah.
people try to follow star
Yeah,
way too hard.
Honestly, like during budget season, you're just trying to survive. Like, hey,
Okay,
you
but
have
what's
X,
the
Y,
goal of
Z,
it though?
A,
What's the
B,
goal of
D.
budget season at the end? Like, what is a successful budget season, and what is not? Like, how can you go out of budget season, and it went to shit? Or what's like a good budget season? Like, how do you know? How can you measure that budget season went well?
Variance to budget when actuals come out. So yeah.
Yeah. See, exactly. So, yeah, because if you're able to say that, then because a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, this is the thing I did, this is the action I did, but they don't know how to measure, like, why they don't understand why they even did it. So for example, if I ask somebody like, name a big time name a time that you improved the code base, and they just start talking about some time that they talk about some time that they refactored the code, and then they never tie it to some result, then I'm going to be thinking, this dude just like got bored and started rewriting the code for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's a big thing engineers do. They just
That's
start,
honestly what I do right now, man. Like.
right?
Yeah.
I need you, like, for example, okay, name a time that you refactored the code. I'll be like, okay, there was this time when we, like, the first
Like
time.
you tried to add a feature and then it wouldn't work without refactoring.
Yeah, or just like you saw that the code, it was very like there's a lot of duplicated code. This duplicated code was introducing a lot of incidents. So I noticed that due to this duplicated code, people were making a lot of mistakes because they would make one change but not make the change to others, and that led to a lot of incidents. So I went ahead and refactored the code. The way I refactored the code was using this specific design pattern that would scale well. And the result is that we reduced the number of incidents in the next busy season to like near zero, right? So now you're talking exactly why you did the refactor, and not just saying, oh, I just saw some duplicated code, I decided to refactor, it had no impact. You know what I mean? It's like, you could say that, but it's not gonna
Yeah.
lead to like you could make it better essentially.
Yeah.
Cause like, dude, people on my chat, they're always saying, or like people in the Discord, they're like saying that you don't need to prepare for behaviorals and stuff like that. But I feel like that's the
Yeah.
fastest way to get down leveled. Like if you're trying to go for a senior role and all your examples are specific to your team, that's one thing that people make a mistake to. They're gonna be asked questions and all their examples are very specific to their team. They never showed that they could work across teams, across functional. They never showed that they can push projects across multiple quarters. So that's like when you come up with example, you gotta understand what role you're applying for and come up with examples that are maybe cross functional, or maybe multi quarter. You know what I mean? Because if I just say like ones that only lasted a quarter, they're automatically gonna say I'm still a junior dev.
Okay, let me run that LeetCode question.
Yo, no way! Martizzi got staff. Yo, congrats, bro.
Who's that?
This guy, one of our friends. Yeah, he got to. He's the first staff friend I got. That's crazy. Martizzi, congrats, bro.
Hit me up with the Nepo hire, man.
Do you recommend putting non-tech experience in your resume? Yeah, Martizzi, you're a legend, bro. Congratulations, well deserved. First staff friend I got. Okay. Do I recommend putting non-tech experience in your resume? Put non-tech experience if you don't have tech experience. I mean, if you don't actually have tech experience.
Let me run a LeetCode. Let me run that LeetCode. Send me the link. Or give me a couple, and then let's see if I improved a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, let me find a good one.
Okay. Do I need LeetCode Premium to just go in there?
No.
How does it work? Oh man, dude, your channel's cooking, bro.
Huh? It's going up.
Yeah, it's going up. Hey, been trying to learn code.
Nice. I got you on my...
Do more problems, man. Do more problems.
How do I send you...
Dude in called Deaf from Toronto?
He's saying you're Toronto, mans. Dude, okay.
How come? How could you tell I'm from Toronto?
You're not from Toronto, bro. This is my brother.
I want to know.
Okay, show us your code. Don't dox yourself, though. Show us the code you're working on.
Okay, hold on.
What's OWCC?
Did you see my thing though? Right now?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. Zoom in a bit.
Zoom in a bit.
Yeah, zoom in a bit.
Oh, could you still see it or no?
Wait, share it again?
Share entire screen.
Okay, show them your LangChain code.
Okay.
Okay, what are you working on here?
Okay, so what I'm working on here, okay, oh man, these kids are gonna just steal my code now. I'm just playing. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm playing around with accent. I'm playing around with AI agents. Essentially, I'm giving.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Just entertain them for a sec.
Okay.
Wait, can you hear him? Can you hear him? Oh, sorry. Okay, talk again.
Oh,
wait,
you hear me?
Can y'all hear him?
Could you hear me now? Could you hear me now or no?
Y'all hear him or what? Okay. What about now?
Oh, dang.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell him about your project.
Okay, yeah. So my project again, it's gathering data from web scrape sources, interpreting that data with a large language model, and then presenting the data via report. The report's going to be equity research focused. Um, but yeah, so right for the last couple days, I've been working on trying to give an AI agent tools that it could use. Um, to pretty much generate the news summary for the report section, or like the news section of the report. So in this specific case, I made a little function called scrape financial data. It pretty much uses Playwright to grab data from a specific ticker on Yahoo Finance, and then I make that a tool. I give it like a little Y Finance tool, which is pretty much just like the Yahoo Finance or Y Finance API, and then it can pretty much just grab data. And then I give it also a Google search tool. And yeah, I tried prompt engineering. So I tried this little prompt template. So this is a React template for the AI agent. React stands for reasoning and acting agent. And this is basically what the prompt is. So answer the following questions as best as you can. You have access to the following tools. You use these tools, which I just give it. I give it the question, and then I give it like a little scratch pad, which is basically a memory. And then it pretty much just runs the code. I can try running the code if you want. But yeah, it's just I give this AI agent like the ability to web scrape, the ability to let me just run it. Let me see if I could actually just run this.
Let me answer some questions too. Should I put it? Couldn't you copy and paste this project to determine if I should invest on X company depending on trends because of the scraping? Yo, DT, I think any experience is good experience that you put on there, but make it relevant and tech focused. If you don't have enough things to put in your resume, build out side projects. Yeah.
What does this mean? Couldn't you copy and paste this project to determine if I should invest on an X company depending on trends because of the scraping? Yeah, that's basically like what. Yeah, like I literally have a script to generate the entire report at scale. So my hypothesis is right now I can like generate a report with a given prediction, and then over time I can fine tune those reports to improve the prediction, if that makes any sense. So for example, let's say I were to generate a report on Nvidia as of today, I would predict the 1 year target price. So what the price would be March 5th, 2026. And let's say right now it's trading at $50. In a year it's trading at 100. I would be like, okay, after a year, how come it's not trading at 100? Fix the report, or like figure out where the report went wrong, and then enhance the logic to that built the report. And the way that I do that is I pretty much store all my prompt pairs, all my output pairs into like a SQL database. I could actually show you what that looks like. Right. So for example here, like this specific AI agent, so what you're looking at on the screen right now is what the AI agent did. So like the AI agent decided, okay, I'm gonna use a Google search. I'm gonna use a Google search again. And I gave it the specific prompt, do a Google search for the news today, last week, last month, last quarter, and then it would generate this output here. Right, and then that would be part of the report. Like that would be part of the equity research report. And the equity research report has like a couple different sections, so I could show you what that looks like.
Sorry, I was messing with something. Trying to find a good spot to put you. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially this is what the report looks like after. So you would have like a business description. Like all the stuff is in Markdown file, and eventually like all my reports and all my predictions from the AI will be on johnperalta.com. So like and then I can tell you the tech stack for for my website. It's all microservices.
No way. Wait, he's asking if it's LangChain.
Is it LangChain? Yeah, this is all LangChain, right? Like, so like LangChain's pretty sick, honestly. Let me see. But yeah, like I literally only use LangChain, because you could easily like add a tool. You could easily like make it an AI agent. I don't know if you know, like there's LangChain, which is just like the base, but then there's LangGraph, which makes it easy to like have a graph type of chart to have like a bunch of AI agents. Honestly, like I've found that AI agents are great at doing stuff. And then there's like Langsmith, which is pretty much like a crazy framework for like prompt engineering and evals and like all that stuff. But yeah, mostly I just do like LangChain.
Okay, let's do a LeetCode question. Pop up your...
Oh yeah, send that.
Open up your... Go on LeetCode.com.
Go on LeetCode.com.
Share your screen.
Okay.
Yo, everyone, go follow... Who's not following my brother? Who's not following my brother? Go follow this guy. You're almost at 1,000 subs, right?
Yeah.
Yo, get my brother 1,000 subs right now. Let's see.
Okay, let me sign into my GitHub.
Who's not following this guy right now? John Peralta's here. Yeah, go, Raccoon, go follow him.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
You could see like you could literally my entire code, like all, so on my channel I do like investing. I do 4 types of content. The first one is investing, so I show you how to invest. That's my profession. I show you my learning progress. Most of my learning progress is like related to coding. And then I also do just like project stuff. So everything that I'm doing to build my website, I kind of just post it there, and then I do random like life advice and just random stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
open up your LeetCode question. Run a LeetCode. I'm gonna shower while you're doing it. Run them through it.
Run them through it?
I mean, yeah, the chat's gonna watch you do a LeetCode question.
God dang.
What's
UFF lamb? I'm so interested to learn.
He's like, oh, I'm so interested to learn.
Oh,
AI?
okay. Dude, honestly, I'm so addicted to AI. I think like my next project is gonna be a RAG too. I'll do like a little RAG. I'll take an earnings call, embed it, and then have a conversation with the AI in the terminal.
I see.
That one's a quick little 30-minute project.
Yeah. Okay, hop onto a LeetCode question.
Oh, am I sharing my screen right now?
No, I don't see it. Sure.
LeetCode.
What time do you sleep for work?
I'll sleep in like 20.
Yeah, let's do one question.
Share this window.
Okay, go to problems.
Hopefully I don't share my API keys.
Bro. Okay, go to problems. Okay, I'm gonna find you a good, solid question.
Startups are... Dude, at my work, we're spamming AI.
Let me put myself here. Okay.
Like, honestly, like I'm implementing AI right now. I'm about to get... I think I'm gonna get the thumbs up from the CEO tomorrow, sometime this week.
I'm gonna get you a good LeetCode question.
Alright. Yeah, what do people do most of? I don't know if I could go into tech and then be a web dev. Like I don't I think I have to be working on like vertical AI, honestly. Even if there was no money in it, I would be doing AI. I don't care.
Look up. Wait one sec.
Dang,
Look up
you're gonna give me a hard one?
283. No.
What's that?
283. Look up 283 in the search
Where
questions.
do you even look that up?
Search questions. It's right there. Yeah. 283.
Here?
No, to the left. Dude,
Oh.
yeah. It's right in the middle. Yeah. Do that question. Yo, you already did 24 LeetCode questions? Is this all you or no?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Oh man, given an integer nums, move all zeros to the end while maintaining the relative order of the non-zero elements. Note that you must do this in place without making a copy of the array. Broski. What the heck is that? What are the other cases? Okay.
You understanding the question?
Yeah.
What do you have to do?
Essentially, just like move all the zeros to the end.
And
keep the order of the integers that are non-zero.
okay.
Oh man, do that in place without making
What
a
does
copy
it
of the array.
What does it mean to do it in place?
Do it in place. No extra memory.
No extra memory?
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, Ryan, good job, man. Keep it up. Grind that
Does that
LeetCode.
even make sense? No extra memory?
Yeah,
Is
it
that
makes
what
sense.
that means?
Yeah. In place means use the same array.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like don't make a new array.
Okay, how are you thinking of doing that?
I think I have to do a 2-pointer. Right? I have to do a 2-pointer.
2-pointer?
How would you move the objects in an array? Like 2-pointer, right? Does that make sense? I'll make.
Or
like,
you're already
2-pointer.
starting to code right away before it. Remember, that's your biggest problem.
Yeah, like. Oh man. Should
Talk
I
through
pull
this.
up skeleton?
Sure. So what are you thinking? Let's just work through the example.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how to use this thing though. That's a definite weak point. So I need to have 2 pointers. So I have to say, okay, like, is this a 0? If it is, move it to the end.
Okay.
Right? So I need 2 pointers.
Yeah, he's new to
And
LeetCode.
essentially,
He's new to Yo, switch to dark mode. It's tweaking out my chat. Switch to dark mode. Top left.
switch to dark mode. Where's that?
Like go to top left. Top left.
Here?
Yeah, and then switch the theme to dark mode. It's in the theme near the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Am I new to LeetCode? Yeah, I'm new to LeetCode. I mean, I'm not new, but I like don't really do it. I just go straight to projects because I'm like a finance bro that's kind of just playing around with tech for fun.
Okay.
But yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say, James?
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna switch to 0 with the 12. That's gonna cause some issues, right?
Yeah.
Because we said we need to maintain the relative ordering.
Yeah, but can't I just have like no, I can't just make a slice, hey? Because that would be making a new one. Dang, how would I do this without without making a new array. Like, honestly, what I would do is like, okay, if this, maybe instead of doing the pointer on this side, maybe instead of making the pointer on this side, I'll make the pointer 1 at index 0 and index 1. And then if this number is a 0, then I'll move it. Then I'll switch the positions.
Okay.
And then I'll iterate. Like, once I do that, I'll check again. And then if it's a 0 and a 0, like, I'll see if I can move one. Like, essentially, I have to have a fast pointer and a slow pointer.
A fast pointer and a slow pointer. Okay. Okay, how is that gonna work?
How's that gonna work? Should I just code it up? Or?
No. Walk me through it. Like, if you can't even explain it, then I'm not confident you're gonna be able to code it up in one go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, how does the fast pointer work? If the man, like, how would I do this?
Okay, let's work through a very small example. I think. Okay, go, like, scroll down a bit.
Like.
Scroll down a bit, right? Go down.
Yeah.
Okay, make this specific example 0, 0, 1. Just write it out. Just click on this.
0.
Or go 8. 0, 0, 1. Right? Yeah. Okay, now tell me where exactly the 2 pointers are going to go and how they're going to work.
Okay. So like, this is where pointer 1 is. This is where pointer 2 is. Right? If this is a 0 and this is a 0 and this is a maybe I start from the right then. I start from the right. If this number is a non-zero, move it.
But I already told you we're gonna mess up the ordering if we do that, right?
If I do the ordering, it'll tweak.
Or, like, who do we... Okay, pretend that's a 0, right? Just think about it conceptually. The first element is 0. Who should we replace that 0 with? Pretend we had multiple non-zero numbers to the right. Who should we replace that specific 0 with?
The first non-zero closest to the left?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for the second one, how would we do that?
For the second one?
Yeah. Who should the second 0 be replaced by?
The next non-zero number closest to the right.
Next non-zero closest to the right?
Yeah.
Or to the right of it?
Which is 2.
Okay.
Right? So essentially, this 0 has to be replaced with this 1.
Okay.
And this 0 has to be replaced with this 2.
Okay. Yeah, that maintains the relative ordering. And it pushes all the zeros to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, how would you code that?
Like, you have to do the same array. Can you make a second array?
No, use the same. You do it all in place.
Okay. Like, I would have this initial. So I would like start from, like, I would have a left pointer that starts at the first 0 number, and then a right pointer that points at the furthest most non-zero number to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And
then what?
And then switch them.
Okay, and then what?
And then run that function again to find the next one to the right of the next non-zero number to the right, and then for the second one do another one that's the next non-zero number to the left.
Yo, Paul's in the building. Yo, Paul, one of my trainees got cooked by Coding Jesus today. I was dying. I literally just hopped on the stream, and then I recognized the voice so hard. I was like, no way, that's that guy I was working with. But he didn't behave. I was like, he was getting hit with the behaviorals, and then Coding Jesus gave him like a 2 out of 10, and just straight up like, he told him that he's gonna put him up on the internet. Gotta grill him. Bro, what are you doing now? Leftmost 0?
Okay, yeah. Should I start or what?
Nah, like they're saying I need to grill you. I don't know. I'm not. I don't humble him. I don't know. I don't think.
Humble me?
No. Like they're saying in general, like when I'm. Dude. No, the trainee. Yo, the trainee that is actually really good at LeetCode. He was just underprepared for his behaviorals. That's different. I asked him pretty hard questions. He's a first year student. I asked him DP. I asked him design a data structure. I asked him so much. I asked him like 6 LeetCode questions. He didn't fail. So I've interviewed 4th year students from Berkeley, and I asked them an easy binary tree question that they flopped. So this guy's good. He just wasn't underprepared for his behavioral.
Dang. Like how could you? Okay, yeah. Let me
Like
focus.
pretty much he had no good examples. Yeah. Okay. What was your algo?
What was my algo? If left pointer is not equal to 0,
Wait, where'd you go?
like
Okay.
what?
Wait, continue.
Yeah, so if left pointer is not equal to 0, move pointer to 1 to the right. And then if the right pointer is not equal to 0, move pointer to the left. And then if they're both different, switch them.
I see. Okay. Yeah, okay, go code it up. I'm gonna answer the chat. Yo, Alpha.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yo, Alpha, what's it called? First off, when I'm conducting a coding interview on someone, like all the people that I'm training, I treat it like it's a normal interview. Like I'm not gonna give feedback right away, or like if I do an interview, I don't think roasting someone is going to help them do any better interview. You know what I mean? Like I don't really wouldn't run that interview the same way CJ runs his. Yo, Shabaj, what's saying? And also,
you want your zeros moved? I can have both of my pointers sliding.
yo, Alpha, the thing is, I don't really need money, nor do I care about money that much, honestly. That like I'm running these for free, and I don't really care.
Then. That one's a good one, though.
Shabaj in the building.
Okay, what the heck did I say I was gonna do again? God dang.
And Alpha, I don't really care to pop off on YouTube that hard. More what I'm trying to do is just get better at coding so I could start my own thing or something. Finance bro passes Amazon technical but can't do threesome.
I can't even pass a technical, homie. Like I can't even solve this, move zeros without making a new array.
Okay, do it with making a new array.
Okay. Let's see here.
Savage
Let's
jokes.
initiate.
Yeah, exactly. Like Alpha, I'm just literally making the videos for fun and learning stuff. And honestly, CJ's a whole different character than me. I'm just like that's really how he is. He's really like I followed him on Insta and he was doing that stuff, and his Insta is funny. I like him. He's his own character, but I can't. I'm not gonna make videos like him, where I'm just grilling the crap out of someone. Like it's disingenuous for me. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for sure. Yeah, for sure. For sure. People really need to get grilling though. Yo, Alpha, you need to run some on the same kids I've been running them on. But honestly, the people that I've been running interviews on, they're usually pretty good. If they do really bad, I can give feedback without having to be condescending, you know what I mean? I did lots of mock interviews on Interviewing IO. Yo, Alpha,
Dang,
no.
I can't even do it.
Did I see the CJ hater stream? Yeah, that was so hilarious. There's some guy like stuttering. He's like, "You're flexing." Da da da. That was hilarious. I think people are. Yeah, exactly. I think the job market is cooked right now. People are on their last. People are really on edge. So I mean, that guy was definitely about on edge. Yeah. Shabaj, yeah, CJ's Coding Jesus, yeah. That was hilarious, yeah. Coding Jesus is hilarious, man. He's obviously playing up a bit of a character too. Yeah. You think any of these guys would actually run up on Coding Jesus if they see him in person? Yeah, yo, Shabaj, hop on Coding Jesus stream and let him try to cook you. Yo, does he stream on both Twitch and YouTube or just YouTube? Like, do you hop on YouTube too? Yeah, Shabaj, you should actually do it, bro. That'd be so funny. Never seen him on Twitch. What's his bench? I don't even know. How much he squat? He benches 135.
What the heck? How do you combine two lists? Oh man, I'm cooked. I'm cooked for sure. Finance bro got cooked by a Yeezy.
Yeah, Alpha, I mean, but there's a difference between getting grilled or being used as rage bait, you know what I mean? Because we know... So I can give you constructive feedback to help you hone your skills, or I could just, like, mock you, etc., on how you did it, like...
Dang.
Bro, and trust me, I'm gonna grow this channel without having to do that. They have a business. But like, honestly, nothing against Coding Jesus. I like his content too, and every time I see people hating on him, I laugh. Cause he's pretty funny. I like his content. I don't know, people take it too seriously. Like he's kind of pulling like a Jake Paul card when he's playing the heel. People don't like him, kind of thing.
Dang, why isn't this working? How do you combine two lists together?
Okay, bro, send me the link to that. Here. Watch me on the stream quick. Watch me on the stream.
How do you combine the lists together? Do you know? Oh, no, man, don't put me on Coding Jesus.
Combine two lists, just plus them together.
Huh?
Just plus them together. But yeah, you have to do it. Okay. All right, stop sharing for a sec. Let me work through this question.
Like, why isn't it working?
Let me work through this question quick. Just watch the stream.
Oh, expected. Nums plus Endery?
Bro, your timer's up. Time's up. Watch my stream.
This worked now.
Oh, worked?
No,
it's not working.
Golly.
Okay, watch my stream. I'll solve the question real quick. I'll explain it.
No. let me not quit. Nums. Plus.
You gotta time box it. Bro.
Return nums. Please, man. Please. Bro.
No, the thing is, they wanted you to do it in place.
Yeah, I can't do this one.
Okay. I'll explain it. Watch my screen quick. Wait, stop sharing quick.
How do I drop out? Oh, man.
You can see my screen?
Yeah, I'm looking at your YouTube.
Or just look at your laptop. You're good. Okay, we want to move zeros to the end, right? You can see my screen or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we want to move zeros to the end.
Yeah.
So what we can do is we can have 2 pointers. We have one pointer that's anchored at the 0, right? Because our goal is to find the first non-zero and swap it with it. So that's our left pointer. Say left is equal to 0. Right is equal to 0. But right, we move right up, right? So we basically right is not at a 0 or is at a 0. So we don't want to do a swap. Then we move to 1. Right? Now 1 is non-zero. We said that we're anchoring our left pointer at the last 0 that we saw, or at like the first 0 that we saw. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna flip these. Shit. Wait, let me do this example again. 0, 1, 0, 3, 12. Okay, we set our left, we're anchoring it, right? We're anchoring it at the next 0 that we want to swap. So the right pointer, we move it up. We see that it's a non-zero. Now we flip it.
Yeah.
Right. Now we increase this. All right. Now we move our right pointer until we see a non-zero. Then we flip it. Now we increment this. And we keep moving our right pointer until we see a non-zero. And then we flip it. Wait, say. Let me delete this.
Yeah. Oh, was that not what I was gonna do at the start? Like I was gonna make a function 0, like a.
So you do it in place. Start with left and right equals 0, 0. While the right is less than the length of nums, we're gonna keep moving the right pointer. Right? Up. It's like if what are we gonna say? Okay, let's just make sure we handle all the cases. Pretend, okay, if nums at right is not equal to 0, then we flip it with the left one, right? We replace them. So nums left, like we do our swap. Yo, you got work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Same.
I gotta hop off. I gotta message somebody.
Okay. Almost done. Okay, we flip it, and then we move the left pointer. Otherwise, yeah, I think this is good. I think we literally just run that.
God dang. Okay, yeah. Roast me again on LeetCode questions in like 5
Yo,
minutes.
Alpha, we're gonna get on more coding interviews. I'm gonna clock out for work. Thanks everyone for joining into the stream. I need to get my trainees set up. Alpha saying get harder on them. I think I just need to. I should have just prepared him for his behaviorals because that didn't turn out good. But it's rough. It's rough.
Okay. Peace.
All right,
Peace.
catch y'all. Peace. You'll see everyone on the next stream. Peace. Where's the chat? Oh, nice. Let's get it. All right, catch y'all on the next stream.